Yeah, we've got the man in the house.
Can you hear it now?
The Garrison Goebel. He is the G in G's seasoning. Dude, this is the best condiment to put on food. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna have to.
Is that a condiment?
I don't know.
Is seasoning a condiment? Surely it is.
I'm not sure.
I think so.
Classifies.
I feel like they go on after.
I thought condiments are always like
Don't they?
sauce. Like it's
Yeah, I
got,
think I'm with you, Donnie. I think
it's got to be wet. Like relish.
Ask the chat.
Relish isn't really a sauce.
I would say
but
that would classify as like spices.
yeah. It's a mixture of spices.
Yeah, because it's not with the ketchup at the stores.
Y'all gonna dissect everything I say like that this entire podcast?
Maybe.
Is that the goal?
I'm gonna follow Garrison's lead.
Be better, dude.
Okay, well, if you follow Garrison's lead, then that's what you're going to do. Y'all going to dissect everything I say. I'm just going to eat this whole bottle of seasoning.
Just be better. Good. That means we sell more.
What have you been up to, Garrison?
Nothing, man. Working. Same deal.
Yeah.
Riding horses. Been hanging out with y'all cats the last few days.
Like riding horses, that's kind of like our man Wendell Culp said, not a dang thing wrong with it.
Anything wrong with it. Like
Riding in circles.
Trotting circles. Sometimes I lope. Walk sometimes.
Sometimes I lope. Trotting circles. Sometimes I lope. That's going to be on a T-shirt.
Depends how they feel.
I'm going to put a round pin on a T-shirt. Trotting circles. Sometimes I lope.
Well, it's, anybody that does it knows exactly what I'm talking about. Like, there's a time and a place.
Yeah.
But yeah, doing that. We've started working some of the spring stuff back home. You know,
This is an interesting time for Garrison right now, today, in this moment, because he is from East Texas.
Yeah, that's debatable. We've had that. We've been down that rabbit hole.
You're east of I-35.
But he's
That is
west
true.
of the Trinity.
Geographically speaking, I'm east of 35.
Yeah, but
But I'm also west of 45 and the Trinity. So I think we fall in no man's land. We can kind of claim what we want. And since I live there, that's it.
how do you
Man, you don't boss. Remember?
how does it go? You were saying, and then the people.
Oh yeah, when I was a kid, like my grandpa said that East Texas was east of the Brazos. Well, then I got to Snook, which is right by the Brazos, and they said, "Nah, man, it's 6." And then you get to Bryan, and they say, "No, it's 45." And you get to Madisonville, they say, "No, man, it's a Trinity." So they just keep moving the line, I guess.
And then once you get east of the Trinity, they say,
I ain't from Louisiana.
"At least I ain't from Louisiana." Yeah.
Sorry, folks, not trying to step on your toes.
Man, when I
heard.
I grew up in Memphis, and when I went to College Station, I was like, "Y'all, this is East Texas." Like y'all keep saying Huntsville and over, but this is East Texas, and nobody liked it.
It's shades of gray, and then there's aspects of East Texas.
They don't like it. Move.
Right.
Go west, young man. Haven't you been told?
That's
good.
That is good. You should write that down. We should put that on a T-shirt.
Yep. Maybe even a song.
So Garrison is from East Texas, as we've established.
Right. Let's
And,
just move on.
And he got to work cows with us today in what
And
I
yesterday.
think would be considered undebatable West Texas.
Oh, no doubt. No
Yeah,
doubt. That's
even west of here,
100%.
which Snapchat filter calls this West Texas. So that's what I'm going with.
No, we were definitely in West Texas.
Yeah,
And-
King County. And what was it like? How was it different?
Oh, it's vastly different. You know, the country's so much bigger. You know, back home, it's grass is good. You know, you can run so many cows on one little spot. You don't need all the help. They don't drag many, which that's kind of a bummer. But it's kind of, we don't have as many people together, so it would be pretty rough dragging with 2 people. Be a long day. So we got to work stuff down the chute, which is fine. It all gets done. But yeah, no, it's, I do enjoy the trotting out, the whole, just the whole thing. You know, I got to learn some rules. There's some more rules.
Yeah.
You know, just etiquette things. I don't think I broke one of the 10 commandments, but I probably one of the amendments. I might have fouled one of them. Nobody yelled at me, so I'm gonna call it
One of the amendments. There's command. I don't think that in addition to the 10 Commandments, there are amendments.
or whatever, like, Section 2A,
Right.
You can't do that. It was funny this morning. Donnie, we pushed some cattle up, and I wasn't gonna do nothing until Tyler. I'm sitting there till he rides, and he walked up, and I don't hear very well anymore. And there's both bulls are standing like right in front of me. He goes, "What I heard was, did you ride the bulls off?" So as I answered him, "No." And what he said was, "Would you ride the bulls off?" So I told the boss no, and he's like, "Really?" I was like, "Oh, you want me to do that?"
Yeah.
Yes, I can do that. So I felt kind of stupid right there. But
Yeah.
he took it pretty.
You looked stupid too. It was pretty. I was like, "Whoa, Garrison." Oh.
No, man, that's not true.
Yeah.
I may have sounded dumb, but I didn't look dumb.
Yeah, I think when I found myself in East Texas a lot, I would think, man, I'm just going to obey the rules to the strictest, because if you follow the rules, you're probably not going to make the guys mad that don't. But if you don't follow the rules and there happened to be somebody there that does, you make him mad.
Yeah.
So that was always my mindset whenever I was there. But
A lot of the rules are the same, for the most part. Just there's little nuances about the jig line, little stuff like that.
yeah,
That's cool. Learn something.
it's
fun.
just so much that when the grass is different, some of the techniques change.
Yeah. See, I'd have to see. It was pretty dry where we were. So
But like we gathered that 640 acres, which was a trap.
yeah.
They put that they had thrown them in a trap.
Yeah, which is
Whereas in
that's
East Texas, like that's the whole ranch,
oh yeah,
and it's like you divide that up into 4 pastures.
yeah. It's simple.
Because the grass is
It's
different,
good. Yeah, it's totally different. Yeah, no. I mean, a good sized place is 300 acres.
Yeah.
A lot of 80 to 150 acre places. So it just doesn't dictate all the help, which is it's more fun to do it with a bunch of people. I mean,
Right.
like it was a blast, man. I was glad to get to go.
I think it's good cowboys everywhere.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like it's just you just got different ways of doing it
Yeah.
because of the grass.
Yeah, oh no doubt. Yeah, there's some guys back home that ride good horses, handy as anybody you want to see, and they can fit in wherever. A guy that can't ride and can't rope, he's not handy anywhere.
Right. Yeah.
If you can ride and rope, you get along pretty good.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I guess I don't fit in anywhere.
So,
what are you talking about? You did good.
No, thank you. Appreciate that. But
Yeah.
What did I say, man? Take the dog.
no, yeah, take
Take the
Yeah,
dog.
you had the last 2 places that you've roped well.
Yeah,
You
I
roped well at Tyler Rogers. You went with us to Guthrie and roped. You threw your rope like 8 times, caught 7 calves.
Yeah, I probably should have roped more there. Looking back at it, because
You're on a heater.
Will was on a young horse, but I just didn't want to rope too many.
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy.
And Will, I didn't realize there was only 2 guys left, so and they had a bunch to clean up. And he was on a young horse, and I was like, dang, maybe I should have roped more. I hope he's not mad at me for not roping enough.
No, I don't think so. Well, today, the boss picked who roped, and then he'll tell you when to stop. But the boss will pick the first guy, and then you kind of, because everybody's got different horses, whatever. You just kind of do the math. How many are here? How many's in the herd?
Okay.
And then you pick the next guy.
Okay, that's the thing.
And
Okay,
it's kind of funny sometimes. Like somebody will come in there and they don't realize that before you know it, they've drug like 26 head of calves.
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
It's like-
Yeah, I can see that because it's so fun,
yeah.
especially if you're riding a good horse. It's so fun.
Yeah, and there are days where like if you are on a heater like that guy, like let him rope, like
Yeah.
because we got to get done, we got to get through it.
It is a goal. Like
We got to
do
get
have
through
get
it.
done.
And whether you're in West Texas or East Texas, the goal is to get done before it gets hot.
100%. Yeah. Get them done. Get them back out.
That was a well-behaved set of calves, though, that we roped to that morning over in Guthrie.
Yeah.
Like, not real big, but also not really kicking, and like it's just like
For sure.
and I said that in front of
Hey, old son, if you're not feeding every morning with a Can-Am side-by-side, then you ain't no cowboy. I got a Can-Am because I needed a reliable ranch rig that I could use every day because I don't know how to work on stuff like that. So I want something that's not going to break down ever. Get yourself a Can-Am, old son. Ever since I started riding bulls and punching fools, I've been wearing an American hat because I'm an American. I actually wore a different hat before that for the longest, but then my mom got a job. So wear an American hat, old son. Otherwise, you ain't no cowboy.
Gene.
Uh-huh.
Well, I said it, and then I looked over and I saw Gene, and I was like, and then he probably didn't even notice I said it, but I was like, this guy, they work. I was like, I just need to keep my mouth shut because like I haven't really seen that many sets of calves. You know what I mean? So I kind of felt.
No, I think that's an accurate assessment.
but-
That's okay to say. I mean, like, and you were right. Like, I don't know, the calves we worked this week were like all that same way.
Yeah.
Very well, you know. And I think it's a reflection of the management, the genetics too, whatever the country. But like there specifically, you know, Tyler, when he first went to that place, it was like scattered out, big calves, small calves, too many bulls out year round, and which the too many bulls thing is just more of a efficiency thing, whatever. But regardless, we were flanking. You'd flank a 4-weight and then like a little bitty baby calf that only took one guy holding him down, you know. And so now I don't know. It's just neat to see that he's kind of weeded through everything and got it going.
Yeah, they were good, and they weren't like I said, those Angus influenced cattle are gentle as a rule, but like, you know, handle them quiet. All that matters. Like sorting the cows off. If you hoo-yon and everything's bounced off the fence, they're a whole lot harder to catch, you know,
right?
As opposed to if you leave them quiet, you can slip in there.
Dude, it's wild how much holding them up changes them.
Oh yeah.
You know, like
all
each
that,
of those little
just let them settle.
4-minute,
Settle.
sometimes 10-minute wait periods where you just like let a herd settle down and respect a horse.
It does make a difference.
Golly, it changes the whole. But I don't know. I respect Arizona guys too that say they want something with some ear that'll hustle or whatever. Like go out and make a living. I get that.
Well,
too.
it's the grass.
Right.
The grass is
That's
different.
it. There you go. The grass is different. So the cows are different and the cowboys are different.
Right.
I'll tell you one thing that was fun though. Like Donnie and I got, we switched around a bunch, but him and I thought we worked really efficiently together this morning. Like when we flanked.
Oh yes, sir. Yeah.
It worked. It went like, and it never felt like either one of us was in a bind.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's hard. Like the few times I get to do it, and I don't get to do it that much, and there's people that would laugh at me. They're like, that guy ain't know what he's doing. But you get with somebody that's not helping you, and it's like a guy told me, he said, the only way it can be harder is if you had to pack an amble with you. You know, I mean, it's like, golly, this is the hardest thing in the world. But like this morning, just guy know what the other guy's doing, man. It's not that physical.
No,
It
and
really
there's a lot
isn't.
of little tricks I feel like that I've learned from you and just those guys out there that make a big difference. Like shucking the rope before you sit down, like getting a paw on them, shucking the rope. Because we used to swing it over, but now I like this deal, like
Throw it off.
throw it off and then throw it that way, and then you don't even have to really mess with it.
Yeah, you don't even got to go.
And then
under
the
rope.
off leg thing is kind of a game changer.
That's fun.
If your partner knows to
to go pull straight up and not over. 'Cause you pull over it.
And it seems like
I was gonna say, and you got somebody like G kicking it.
Yeah.
Hey, that worked.
Yeah.
G kicking it.
He kicked a
he
few
sparred a
calves
kick.
over.
Oh yeah, dude. There's nothing more gratifying
When it
like
works.
as the
Yeah.
third guy walking up when two guys are trying to get a calf over and you kick him high on the shoulder and it makes them just whop pop. It's so satisfying.
I seen you kick one today.
Makes you feel.
I hit that one low. I had a really good one yesterday. I was like, I'm the man.
We
And
were
then
giving
today,
you
I
a
hit
hard time.
If you
from-
kick him in the belly, that just makes it worse.
Yeah, we were giving you a hard time from afar. It's like, did you see Carson kick that?
With his toe.
And it's so fun to just like little, like just right when it happens, like as rewarding as it is to like help out, you know, it's so fun for somebody to just say, "What'd she do to deserve a kick?" Throwing a little lonesome dove plug.
No, yeah, that is good.
What'd
spot.
she do to deserve a
That's
kick?
a good spot for it.
It seems like inevitably when they bring drag a set of calves, drag a calf to you on an off leg, they just always have that kickstand out ready for you to grab. Like it just seems like it's always over there and just go straight up with it. Anyway,
I hadn't seen that till this weekend, and that's that. Yeah,
dude,
That's
it's the play. If somebody will pick that, your guy dragging has to keep the rope tight.
Yeah, you can't. You
can't slack off, and then the guy that would be grabbing the tail goes to that rope, and if he can get it, go it straight up, and you go, it's so rewarding for that calf to come down and
the old pull different ways. That works, but I think from now on I would go with that method.
Yeah, then you don't have to turn him over, and then he's on his back kicking and everything.
And one thing I've learned about cattle, if they're on their back, they're kicking.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yep. Yeah, that's
Every
a good
single
point.
time.
That's a good point.
Yeah, like flip a calf over in the heat. What's he do? He just kicks nonstop.
Okay, here's a should be kind of a layup trivia question for a free bottle of G's seasoning, because I got what'd you bring me, a box of 12?
Yeah, but then I gave Tyler one.
Oh yeah, so I got 11.
Yeah.
But anyway, what was the first Rodeo Time episode called where we worked cows?
A cattle company day.
That one felt like it was too easy, so I didn't say it. I was like, it's got to be something better.
Cattle company day. Baby.
Because it was I thought it's kind of it was a first video of like, it was like in the teens. It was back in the teens.
Was that the
you know?
one
I was
where
trying to think of how long it would have been. When what year would it have been?
Well, the first video was 2013.
Yeah, no, that's what I
But
was.
that one would have been like 14, where we were like actually maybe, or 15 maybe, working cows. And like, I think I referred to it as Cattle Company
one
Day.
of the first videos I remember seeing was like where you were ranching and you had that song, the old Double Diamond, and it.
Back when before I realized I could.
You couldn't, yeah.
That's when I was making videos for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Didn't make a dime on a video
with
like that.
I get it. Yeah, from the copyright.
Where was
you
that
get
at?
copyright.
Was that up in Nakona?
I'm trying to remember. I think I used that. I think I was in Guthrie.
It's a great song. Though.
I think I used that song. I'll have to go back and look.
So good.
Dude, and I think we were on the wagon. You would have known. You would
I
have
wouldn't have
remembered.
known, what the wagon was. But I mean, if I would have paid attention, I guess I could have. But I just remember that song.
Yeah, I want to say that was like Rodeo Time, like 12 or 14. So the vlogs actually didn't come till later, like when I moved here in 15.
Okay.
That's when I started vlogging. Before then, it was just like skits and stuff. But I was like, man, Randy lived in Stephenville, and I was here, and he would drive here once a month, on average, once a month, and stay for 3 days. And we would film, all day, every day. I'd fill up some SD cards, and he would leave and have projects to edit. And so around here, I was just doing stuff on my iPhone, and I was kind of twiddling my thumbs. And we had just bought that place there. I was cleaning it up, and I was like, man, I need to vlog. So I did Rodeo Time 1. I just called it Rodeo Time. I'm pretty sure I was in 15, maybe 16. Anyhow, dang, 10 years of vlogs, 10 years of Rodeo Time.
That's crazy. You've been
You'd think
chipping
I'd
away
been-
at it this long.
You'd think I've been further, gotten more done by now, you know?
Don't minimize.
How many people ask me that? They're just like, because YouTube is
It's like asking someone how many cows they got.
Yeah, it's rude.
well,
You go look it up.
yeah, they can. But like, people ask me like, how many subscribers do you have? I'm like, 7. 750,000 is a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's a
Seems like
lot.
a lot.
I'm excited and I'm thrilled, but like, I was like, dang, I've been making YouTube videos for 13 years. I figured.
What's the math? That's like how many a day? I mean,
Wait, they come sealed? Why is this one not sealed?
You just saw me unseal it, and I've been eating it.
So actually, you didn't get a full one.
Yeah.
I bet you didn't get a full
I
one.
bet he ate like an eighth of it over there.
Dude, this stuff is so good.
Did you just lick that?
I did.
Oh, the top? I never thought about that.
Dude, I use every can to the bittersweet end.
Yeah. Good, man. I like it.
Your dad made this seasoning. When he?
Man,
Because you're really just riding his coattails.
yeah, no, I was going to correct you a while ago. The G is not actually me. My dad, Gary.
My dad's name's Gary.
Oh, how about that?
My dad's name's Gary.
No, it's not.
Okay.
His birthday's May 8th.
I wanted to be in the Gary dad club.
Oh, that was Tyler's birthday. That was May 8th. I thought it was your birthday. That was May 8th.
But no, so yeah, I'm trying to think. If I was born in 80, so no jokes anymore about my age.
That's
not that
80.
old.
I thought you were
80's
saying the
not
80s.
that old.
You were born in 80? Wow.
Put the end of it.
So
That was like 60
November
years ago.
26.
dang,
It was at the end of 80.
man.
It was close to 81.
So in 2030, you'll be 50. Wow. Does that feel old?
no,
Do you feel young?
I feel good, man. I really do. I don't know what I don't know. I don't feel.
So looks can be deceiving.
Just wait.
Just wait. Yeah, what'd you say?
No, there was no. I'm 45, and man, I don't know what a 45-year-old is supposed to feel like. I know I can do what I need to do. Maybe not run as fast, jump as high. Maybe this or that, but I can ride. I can do anything I want to do. I go hunting every year. I play with my kids. So in that regard, I don't feel old. Now I look in the mirror and my beard's gray, and there's times I do feel older, but I don't feel old. When I think of old.
What are other 45-year-olds saying around you? I feel like that's not a common 45-year-old mentality.
I don't know, man. I don't worry about what other people are feeling. I can't. I don't know.
I know. I can just hear some sort of wisdom coming from you. Like if you're at the sale barn and another guy is just like, wake my ass up every morning, drive out to Boscolinas. I'm doing the drywall out there at the new McDonald's. And you're just like, you know what? And you fill him full of wisdom.
Well, complaining about it ain't gonna change that. You're not gonna be younger for complaining. The one deal that is funny though, I think I told y'all maybe this weekend. This guy Jeff, he's kind of got some funny stuff from time to time, and this guy said, "Oh, and I ain't 50 yet." Like when you said you'll be 50, like, I'm not gonna speak on something I ain't been, but he said. This guy told me, he said, "Yeah, I can do everything at 50. I could do it at 40. And Jeff goes, "Yeah, well, you must not been doing much at 40. So I don't know if that's true. And he's 50-something. He's older than me. I don't remember exactly how old he is. 55. But so there's that.
I feel like I'm 17. And I don't mean physically because like my back hurts and my shoulder hurts.
Yeah.
And I think I've had too many concussions. But in my mind, I feel like I'm 17. And I don't know when's that supposed to go away?
Hopefully never, I guess.
Right?
I think it would have to do, but I really do. The people I know that gripe about their age, I'm not, I'm just doing my best to keep my life out the ditch, But it seems like they don't have something they love to do, or their job is just something they have to do. I know you've said all the time, like you like your job.
Oh man.
So I like what I do. I get to do what I want to. Till my wife tells me what I have to do. Then other than that, I get to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like hell, you call me, go up here, and I can go. Like that makes me feel, somewhat young, kind of get out of my routine, shuffle the deck, so to speak. I think shuffling the deck, like you're talking about, you do something different. You go here, you go there. It's got to make you feel younger.
Yeah.
If you just get up and drink coffee at the same time and eat lunch at the same time, I bet that gets monotonous and makes you feel old. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's what I call the wild speculation.
How did your wild speculation change when you had your injury? What happened on your injury?
Well, man, a horse bucked and it split my pelvis open and tore my ab muscles, the left side, off the pelvic bone. So that was.
Was it like a crazy rank?
No,
trip?
No, it was a freak deal. Like, it was a good friend of mine's horse too, and I started that mare.
You and Hank are good friends?
Mm-hmm.
I thought y'all were just friends.
I would say we're in the good category.
Okay, cool. I just had not heard you talk about him like that.
Yeah, no, we're pretty good friends.
Gotcha.
We just
that was for Hank. That was for Hank. In case he's listening.
This is the same day, man. We put in for a mule deer hunt in New Mexico that we thought we had decent odds of drawing, and we got our email that we didn't. So, got to figure out Plan B. So anyway, yeah, me and Hank are at least hunting friends. We work together all the time. So. But anyway, It was this horse. She was just kind of, she was bucking, but I'm no bucking horse rider. They buck hard. I'm off.
Yeah, I know.
And yeah, not denying that one. That's like, yeah, I know. So I'm not going to argue that. But she just kind of sucked back, and I was kind of just tilted over, and man, she just jumped right back underneath me in the saddle, just split me open, man.
Did you stay on her?
Yeah. A couple more little licks, and I knew something was hurt bad.
Dang,
and
immediate pain.
Oh yeah. So when I got where the overhead is for the gate, I just stuck my left arm out, and I just let her run out from underneath me. Ooh. And I was like, this is bad. I don't know what it is, but it's bad. And anyway, got me in the emergency room.
Okay, so like she ran out from underneath you, and now your legs are hanging. You just crumpled.
Yes. Yeah.
You didn't try to hold yourself up.
Well, no, I just held on the top rail. Yeah, if I remember right. Yeah, I just kind of had my knees up against the fence and just kind of like you'd be hanging on the fence.
Dude, that sounds so painful. I've not had anything
It's bad.
happen to my hips outside of arthritis, but that sounds so painful.
I'm not gonna.
You can't get away from it.
No. And it's funny how you remember some stuff. It hurt bad, and anyway, I was doing my best to not be a sissy, whatever. I'm trying to be a tough guy, but it hurt and I get to the emergency room, and it was like, I can remember, it was right at 12 o'clock. And I'm sure that's like the shift switch over, and the dude doing the x-rays, I think he was ready to go. Because I told him, because if I didn't move, I felt it was just a numb discomfort. But if you moved me, it literally felt like you were ripping my legs apart. Like it's indescribable. But anyway, anybody that's had it done, you know what I'm talking about. It's bad. Well, and I was like, dude, look, I remember telling him this. I was like, look, man, I know you got to turn me, but just do it gently as you can. And I swear he was like, dude, I'm going to lunch. And he turned me I was like, I screamed, just couldn't help it, And then I was like, don't scream, But then when you had to turn me again, I was like, don't scream. And when he did, it just
Came out again.
Yeah, it just uncontrollable. And then that hurt bad. And then after the surgery, they life flighted me to Temple. And it's funny too, I still never was nervous, but they don't tell you everything when they think you're really hurt. I don't know if y'all know that or not. I guess they don't want to scare you. Mm-hmm. So they gave me some bunch of painkillers. I was kind of looped out, but I saw people talking about it, I didn't pay no attention. But apparently my blood pressure was doing real goofy things. And apparently they thought maybe I severed that artery and was bleeding. So they're like, I think they'd say real calm. They're like, some things not.
We're gonna put you on a helicopter.
Just and I'm like, man, that's cool, And which, by the way, I hate heights. I don't like flying, so that was that too. Anyway, so I'm still not nervous. But when I get to Temple, they had because I ended up having a big contusion on my bladder. They thought maybe that ruptured. They didn't know if I'd ripped was bleeding. They knew I had my pelvis broke. And there was a lot of things. So I had 4 specialists, and they all had 5 assistants. Dang. So they wheel you in that deal, and there's it seemed as big as your little warehouse with one bed right in the middle. And very easily 35 people in there. And they are all sitting there with gloves on, ready to
waiting
do them.
on
and I was
you.
like, hey. What are y'all so scared about? That was the first time I got scared. Because I was like, if y'all are this nervous, I think I need to be nervous. You know?
Yeah.
That's the first time I got scared. And then they pull me apart, and everybody's testing everything. And they're like, well, I think everything, we're just going to watch it. So then it was.
Were you conscious during all this?
Yeah.
Really?
So you got 35 people just looking at your junk.
Oh yeah, just naked as could be. just laying and can't move. You just
Yeah.
This is how it is.
This
man.
is me.
This is how I'm going out.
This is me. Yeah.
Yeah. So quite the experience, man.
At least they don't let them Snapchat in there.
Yeah.
Or maybe they do. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah.
I didn't care. But yeah, so that.
Were in that moment though, were the pain meds, had they caught up?
Oh, there's no.
There wasn't no escaping it.
No.
You were in pain.
It was just no. But when they moved you, it felt like you were just getting ripped apart.
So what'd they do? What'd they have to do when they cut you open?
They put some plates and screws.
Oh, they immediately did that.
No, once they watched, they monitored. They said the bleeding was just from trauma, which that makes sense, and that it was just a bruise on my bladder, not ruptured. So everybody kind of pumped the brakes. They didn't
Gotcha.
fix it, but it wasn't like
So did they fix you right then?
the next morning.
Okay.
Yeah, they scheduled the surgery, and man, it was all good after that.
Yeah.
You know, after they screwed me back together, man, that never really bothered me again. It's as crazy as that sounds.
What do you mean that never bothered you?
Like the actual, because the bones were secured.
Uh-huh.
That never, other than just being sore.
Oh, it didn't bother you pain-wise?
No. But where the abs tore off, that's a different story. That hurt for a long time. And
Wow.
Yeah. That was the worst after surgery. That was months. Yeah. Like I couldn't lay flat for.
What was that, 2 years ago?
No, May will be 4.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That was 2022?
I think so.
Yeah, I guess. You're the one got hurt, so you would know, but I just...
Dang.
I don't know. It was in the past. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a good moment. It's funny as that sound, a lot of good came out of it.
Yeah, so what was I guess that's what we've done a podcast with you before, and you had a lot of, you always have good insight, but you had that big injury where it, to me, just as your friend, it seemed like after that, you had a much different mindset on I don't know, something seemed
100%.
different. Something seemed different.
100%. Yeah. No, and like I said, I don't know if it's all part of a big plan or not. I don't know, but it did. Like the way I just look at time, I used to, I might not make the T-ball game because this, that, and other. Now it's like, which we've talked about the same thing. It's like, well, I'll help you, but I got to be done at 4.
Right.
And it puts things in perspective. That I got way more back into the word more. Just being content.
What
peace.
word?
Just the Bible.
Oh, the Bible.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Oh. But anyway, that was a big deal. Just understanding that I've made everything in the world but time. I can't figure out how to make time. and no one else has either. So really try to bring in that mindset to a lot of what I do. Don't get me wrong, I ain't rich enough to quit working, but I do. There is a line now, of what's my time and what's somebody else's. That was one of the big deals. The two main deals, and it's funny. The less I've worried about money, the more I've had. Funny how that works.
Yeah.
When you just trust it's going to work out. So
That has not worked for me.
well, your bar's too high.
That has not worked for me.
Yeah, I just wanted a little bit.
No, I'm with you. I do wish that, man, talking about like 13 years of making videos, like, man, I want to do another 20.
Yeah,
like I love it. Yeah. I love the grind of like the YouTube side of things. Now, it'd be much harder for me if I wasn't making YouTube videos that had to do with ranching and rodeo.
Yeah.
Like now, but I mean, the uniqueness of my job is that I'm able to still do those things within the parameters of my YouTube channel.
Yeah, you got the balance.
And so that's so easy for me. Bro, if I can keep doing this every day,
why not?
Why not? Dude, I love it.
Yeah.
But you've seemed to make like a really good life out of, we talk about a lot on this podcast, how to get started ranching, how to get started rodeoing, but back to ranching, specifically that. Well, and rodeoing. You have made a great life out of being a cowboy. And you got a nice house, you support your family, got insurance, you're able to get hurt and not go bankrupt. We drove today in a new pickup with a nice trailer. And I mean, when you look back on it, what do you tell the 20-year-old kid that wants to get started in this lifestyle that we often find ourselves talking to? What do you tell them, like, about the path they're about to go down?
Well, and I know it's cliche, but man, you just gotta chip away at that stone. Like, you ain't gonna get it all in one day. Don't be discouraged. What am I, 45? And God, it was a grind for a long time. But I enjoyed the grind. My advice would be, if you don't enjoy the grind, don't do this.
Right.
Because we laughed a little bit about it today, even ranching specifically. Man, everybody sees what we got to do for 3 days or 2 days. Nobody's out there with Tyler welding that gate hinge up that broke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And checking them waters and like that.
Yeah.
But that's part of the grind. You've got you got to do those things with the fun things. And then after a while, I don't know if it's just the way it is, or at least for me, the stuff I used to think was a grind, now it's just part of, it's just something else I get to do today, as accomplish a task. That's another thing that I feel like changed when I got hurt, is instead of looking at, man, I got to hurry up and clean these stalls. Okay. I got to hurry up and clean these stalls. You can say it that way if you want. Now it's like, I get to clean my stalls before I start saddling.
Oh, you just say it and it helps you?
In my brain, to myself, so you can, as a young kid, you can look at, I don't know, say intern here, I don't know, and they want to go down this path, and they really got their teeth gritted, and they want to do it, not just talk about wanting to do it. There's a difference. And you tell them to go do that, they got two choices. They have to do it because you're their boss, one. So they can go, I got to go do this, and be kind of grumbly about it, or say, hey, look, I get to go do something involved with the path I want to take.
Yeah.
That's just the way you can look at it. And if you look at it from that lens, hell, it's more fun,
I thought you meant you just said it like fake it till you make it kind of thing, but I guess you can.
Well, yeah, I mean,
That's what the two things that come to mind that I'd done that with, like when I was in college, like I remember being pissy at myself about having to drive to a rodeo or having to drive.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, if you want to be a rodeo cowboy, like that's pretty ridiculous. Like you better fall in love with being behind the wheel, you know?
better learn, you better get
and I kept so I just started telling myself like, yeah, I love driving.
Yeah.
And eventually like it just doesn't bother me.
Yeah. I don't know if it's, I mean, the same thing.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what I feel like. I feel like it's on the same wavelength.
Yeah. So just do that, man. Look at, like you said, to advice, not all of it's the stuff you see on Yellowstone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of dirty work that goes, that's probably as important, if not more important. So you better learn to like those things if you're going to enjoy this life.
Dude, there's also like, there's good horses and there's bad horses.
Mm-hmm.
And there's days and there's horses that just are not as fun to ride.
Sure.
And I feel like that's one of those things. Like I feel like some people that watch this life might think that, I think they all see every horse as Boone, for instance.
Yeah.
You know, smooth trot, stop when you say stop, go when you say go, can pick up, can drag calves, put your kid on them. Like they're all like that. And then I think they get here and like I see it all the time with like some of my nicer horses.
Mm-hmm.
They're not Boone, but they're pretty dang close. And somebody's like, what's wrong with you? I was like, get ready.
Yeah.
Because if you think that son of a is not,
Man.
I mean, like that, you're welcome for
Yeah.
letting you ride this
Exactly.
horse. And somebody's like, what's his deal? Like, dude, you go back to the city because you ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
But my point is just like I think that's one misconception is people just feel like once they throw their leg over a horse, like their problems are solved and like life is going to be fun. Like, no, there are some days where you ride a piss head and it is just not the most enjoyable thing. Now, I think, and that's what I'm saying, like you got to have a good attitude on those days.
Yeah. Yeah. No, exactly. Because, I mean, you know, me and some of the guys that train horses around there that we got a deal and I don't mean this disrespectful to anybody, but they're like, you know, we'll be talking and they'll saddle one up. And I'm like, what's that one? They're like, it's a bill payer, man. You know,
It's a what?
a bill payer.
Bill payer. Yeah, gotcha.
It's like he's good enough to not hurt me, but he ain't awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm getting, you know, he's getting better. You know, he's like, this one's here. He's paying bills.
That's what all mine are.
And then, but then you get, then you get, you wait and you get those fun ones. And then that's like, you almost don't feel like you should get paid, you know, you know, but you better be willing to do that. Like you have got to be okay with going, I wouldn't trade a shoe off my horse for this one. Mm-hmm. But my job is to do the best job I can. And you better have that mindset instead of complaining about how untalented he is or whatever, you know. Because at the end of the day, that man hired you to do a job.
And you're talking about riding outside horses.
Outside horses, yeah.
So that would be your main gig over these years is training horses.
Yeah, mostly, yeah.
Yeah, so
most of my income.
So Garrison trains horses every Wednesday. You can find him at Caldwell Livestock Commission.
Sales at 1.
Sales at 1. And do a little bit of team roping or did.
Yeah.
Day work occasionally. And now, of course, you've got gsseasoning.com, gsseasoning.com.
Yeah.
Like you gotta be an entrepreneur of sorts.
Yeah, you know, if you'd have told me when I was a kid to write down how my life at 45, this probably wouldn't have been it.
Yeah.
Not because I didn't like this stuff, but just the way it's played out. I couldn't have thought of it like
One
this.
thing I could have told you when I was a kid is that I do not want a normal job.
Oh,
I
no,
could
100%.
I could have damn sure told you that.
Oh yeah, no, I knew that too.
Yeah.
I had a couple, and then I was like, no more of this.
I too would not have written down that it would be as unique as it is for me.
Yeah,
but I think we
yeah, like I didn't know what it was gonna look like.
Yeah, I didn't know I'd be wearing a wig. Tell you that right now.
Yeah, a lot of people wouldn't.
What do you think your life will look like at 65?
Honestly, if it's like just like this, I'm good.
Word.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else I would do.
I mean, if we compare ourselves to Boots at 65, we'll still have 30 years left of.
Rock and roll denim is what Dale Brisby uses to spur his bucking bulls. I get the reflex. Gives me the mobility I need to be the cowboy I am. So go to rockandrolldenim.com, old son. Rodeotime.com is the only website that should exist because it's the greatest apparel line that has ever existed. So go there now to get a t-shirt, a hoodie, a cap, a vest, whatever it is you need. Go to rodeotime.com, old son.
No kidding. I mean, I like to ride horses. I like to work cattle. I like the people that I work with when I go work cattle. We got a cool place out there that my family bought. Man, we go out there, we hunt, and my kids like to do the stuff I like to do, and my wife's in support of all this. You know, she's at home feeding right now in the rain, which I feel kind of bad about that. But so I mean, it takes. You know, I get to do what I want. Why wouldn't I want to do that?
Yeah.
More or longer. I don't.
Word.
I mean, if something changes and I can't, something happens and I don't make enough money to do what I need to, then I'll shuffle the deck and figure it out. But
Yeah.
until then, I'm just gonna keep doing this till somebody tells me not to.
Yeah. The intern program was built around, like, I knew interns existed. I'd been one for Craig Cameron when I was 13, but the program I have today was loosely based around a comment you made to me when we were working, and
Back in Snook Day?
we were in Snook, and we were in, you know, you and I have talked about this, but you were like, man, when I leave here, they're going to have to hire somebody to replace me. But I'm taking what I learned with me for the rest of my life.
Yes.
And I bring that up because I had an intern that left here almost in the night, and he was like, and he called me a couple days ago, and he was like, man, I'm sorry the way I left. And I was like, yeah, well, it's whatever, you know, like. He told me two things. He said, you've told me before it's really easy to leave right. But the other thing he said is Garrison saying, or he said, your friend from Snook saying, I'll take with me. And he said that's been true for me. I didn't realize like how much I've taken from his time here. And he was only here for, you know, a little bit, but
That's cool.
anyway, that's and I see that, and that's kind of what I model that mindset off of I model the internship off that mindset,
Right.
kind of.
And I've always
But it's really any job. It applies to
anything. Like I don't consider myself a moocher in any way. I don't feel like I ever try to step on somebody's head to get above. I've never been that guy. But I'm also not so stupid that if somebody can do something better than me, why not go over there and see how they're doing that?
right.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to be respectful. And if, for example, like you said, you know, if I want to go learn to rope better, you know, if I really meant that, and that was my goal, I mean, that you would go to the very best that you can personally find.
Yes.
You know, and if that's what I want to do, I would go to Trevor or whoever, one of those top guys, with the intention of gaining knowledge from them. But the ones that I think they see right through the guys that just want something from them. Now, if you show up with your 3 horses saddled and you get out and you go tie them up and you go stand there with a hot shot and horn wraps and punch steers all morning, he's more apt to help you than if you show up, tack your horse up, boot up, and start loping around. I don't know. I don't know, Trevor, but I'm just saying.
I don't get as many
You need to
inquiries
be
as
willing.
I'm sure Trevor does, but I can.
You
Dude,
better be
it's-
willing to trade something.
it's hard for me. I'll get a message from somebody and be like, man, I just lost my job and I just need a change, Dale. Like, and they'll be a paragraph of like everything that's going wrong in their life and how I can fix it.
Yeah.
And I only need so many employees / interns. And so it's like, if somebody will do what you said, like, hey, this is what I can do for you, you know?
Well, you know, like look at a prime example, Kermit. I had zero money. I had zero arena. I had zero steers. I had 2 horses. I wanted to rope. Okay, so in return for him helping me and giving me, that's like, I'm not saying that I have a positive attitude all the time because I don't. I'm human. But like people would come up to me and be like, God dang, man, Kermit got you feeding these horses and cows and steers. He ain't paying you enough and all that. And I was like, yeah, but do you know what an arena would cost to build at my house?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what 25 steers at my disposal would cost at my house? I was like, yeah, maybe we could slip a few hundreds around here and there, get a little gas money. But at the end of the day, he had something I needed, and I had something he needed.
And y'all roped every day.
And we made it work.
Every day y'all roped.
I hope he never feels like he got cheated, because I don't feel like I got cheated.
No, I don't. I don't think he feels like that.
No, I'm just saying.
I feel like, well, I because watching the situation unfold, like you worked your ass off
in return for the opportunity to,
and he ran them steers in there every day.
Yeah,
y'all roped every day.
Good trade.
That was a good trade.
You know,
I agree. No, hey, like I said, I based my whole deal off of.
A lot of people thought I was stupid. I don't care.
No, I mean that's what you told me. Hey, when I leave here, they're gonna have to hire somebody to feed. They're gonna have to hire somebody to fix the PVC here and there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. When you get into ranching, I heard somebody say you're really just a long distance plumber. But yeah, you got to do that. Yep. But what you take there gets to stay with you the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. You know, like the way you swung that rope today started then.
Yeah.
And you use that today, this many years later.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting thing having, we've got you. We need to tally up how many interns we've had. Like we need to do that before and
man, that'd be on y'all.
I always
y'all
say
too have been here for
I've been
a minute,
saying in the 20s for a while.
You been here, Carson?
Almost 5 years.
Yeah, I would say it's been a while. Donnie?
It's gonna be 7 in July.
God,
yeah, Jordan was here 6. She just left.
Hey, Dale, I was really hoping one of them would say 6 or 7. Really hoping.
No.
Baited them, man. You got them trained up.
Yeah.
I'll fall for it here in a minute, probably.
Yeah.
I was hoping one of them would say, I don't know, 4 or 5.
45?
I tried, man.
45 years?
I tried.
Dang. I didn't even know YouTube was around then.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I mean, I've met a lot of them. Not all of them, of
interns,
course. But,
yeah. Donnie's going through them in his head. So there weren't that many here before Donnie. You know, I had some back in the day that were just like light to moderate intern type deals. Like we had these 2 guys from California working for us. We called them Stretch and Pancake. One of them was short, the other one was tall. They both rode broncs. They were down there at the ranch for like a month or 2.
Franklin?
Yeah. Pony Boy. Like there were some times where I would have guys like that around, and okay. So like the intern program loosely existed prior to
I
Winnebago. Yeah. But you ever had interns?
Me?
Yeah.
No, not because I don't want one. Or I don't know. I'm pretty hands-on. I do things a certain way. I'm not that I'm like a neat freak or particular, but my little process to how I start horses is the way I catch them. Everything I do matters.
Yeah.
Everything's intentional. I haven't found me yet when I was 22. That makes sense.
Gotcha.
If
No,
I see
well,
the guy that's grit his teeth and just
There's not many of them.
wants to listen more than talk, I'm in.
Yeah.
But I haven't found him.
Yeah.
Not saying he don't exist. I don't know how much he would expect me to pay him. but I would glad, like, I'm getting to the point in my life, not that I'm like, I'm not taking up the rocking chair and being reflective yet, but I have been fortunate that so many people have helped me. There's people now that I look back helped me more than I thought. When I'm reflective. And
Like me.
yes, exactly. Like you, 100% you. But like getting to the point where I've accumulated some level of knowledge. I would like to give some of it back, but I mean, I'm not going to walk around telling people what I know.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to come up and learn, I'll tell them what I think and what works for me. But so far it didn't happen. I'm not against it, but
Yeah.
it works really well for you. Like I said, it's just a good trade if you go into it. If an intern goes into it with the right mindset, it can be one of the best things you could do.
Yeah.
Sacrifice 4 years of your life for a lifetime of knowledge, man.
There's the good trade part, and there's also the timing part. Like you probably met that person, but maybe
Right.
it was 6 months too late, and they just had a kid, or
Could've been, yeah.
or they just got married, or got a different job, and like that's what I found with the intern program here is just like there's a lot of people that'd be perfect for it if you just got to cross paths at the right time, and that's when like somebody may walk up to me at the booth, and I'm just like, man, I'm 2 interns heavy right now.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about letting somebody, because I'll get excited and hire somebody, and
Yeah. Figure out what to do.
yeah, got to figure out what to do with them once they get there. But
You can't lighten Carson's load.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, he will slack off.
Yeah. Guy said a flatbed truck hauls better with a heavy load. That's
Right.
Carson right there.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm a truck.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, a yellow truck,
That's not at all what I meant.
a yellow truck. We need to get
A
you
school bus.
a rock and roll denim fishing shirt. I'll do that. I'll work on that for you.
I'll use code Dale.
Use code Dale. You can get 15% off on rockandrolldenim.com. That's a real thing. So thank you for the plug there.
Yeah, you gotta like that.
Yeah. The other plug is G's Seasoning, everyone.
Yeah, but that deal's been fun, man. Like, I didn't realize I would enjoy it.
Uh-huh.
There's the process of learning as much as I have.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm tip of the iceberg of what I need to know as
Right.
far as all the ins and outs of running a business. But I'm learning. My wife, she's real good about helping me when I mess up the computer trying to ship stuff. And we got Brittany Desadier. Would you ever met her? She's friends with Hank and Lexi and them. She's actually from Oregon.
Maybe I have. I don't know.
But she lives down at, you met her at she's got the 2 boys, she's blonde headed, got the 2 boys that met you maybe at Vegas. Anyway, she helps set up a bunch of stuff. Oh, that's probably nondescript. I get it now. I get it. But no, Brittany Desadier, she's awesome, man. She like helps build websites for people. So
I have talked to her.
yeah, that's what
I
I'm
know
talking
I've
about.
talked to her.
Yeah. Anyway, so she's real helpful. I probably aggravate her with my lack of technical skills, but just learning the ins and outs, and man, it's been fun. Been just chipping away,
Yeah.
selling stuff. Like I said, never thought it would turn into a thing, but
Here we are.
here we go.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a good freaking product. I mean, that's what you got to start with. It's got to be. You can't just be like out of thin air. Like we should sell seasoning.
Yeah.
Well, how are we going to make it? Like that's
Yeah.
that's where it's like it starts with like a good quality product.
That's the one thing. Like I think you and I talked about it because you were helpful. Like I mean, actually, you kind of made me go do it on my own, kicking and screaming.
Yeah.
We were talking about maybe trying to do something, and anyway, it's all for the better. But like we talked, like no matter what your product, is there other ones that people might like? Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're not the only one in the world. I get that, but it can't suck.
Yeah.
If it sucks, you're out. Like,
Right.
now you may like this more than that, and so on and so forth. But first thing first, it got to be good.
Yeah.
Somebody got to want to have it. And I felt like, well, see, my dad's been making it forever. And he has his own catering business, and people always would buy it, you know, out the back door and,
Right.
you know, whatever. And he'd make it himself. And no one ever said they didn't like it, ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they may not say it's their favorite, but no one was like, ooh, you know. So I knew we had that, or I thought, you know. And then when I got hurt, I had a lot of free time, started grinding away on it. And it just seemed like a logical thing. You
Right.
know, nobody really, you know, ever said they disliked it. And then we just, you know, golly, what's 80? I mean, 40 years he's been making it, you know? And so now it's just now coming out, you know, whatever. I wouldn't say we're an overnight success, but it's been going for a while. We just have kind of started to focus our interest on it.
No, I know. We talked, and to be honest, like as a person that sells things, like the idea of being attached to like a consumable product is like very interesting because like me with this season, I got to have more of it. And so like, how many t-shirts do you got to have? And so like,
Yeah.
on the sales side of things with being an entrepreneur, but on the friend side of things, I'm like, man, this is family recipe. Like, why don't you help your friend in any way possible and then just talk about it for him for free?
Yeah.
You know? And like,
It's been awesome. I mean, it's,
and then, you know what I mean? Like in my mind, I was just like, or instead of me taking a piece of the pie,
yeah.
you know, I don't know. That was just kind of
Like I
my,
said, I don't, I mean, it'd have been a good trade. Either way.
Yeah,
It would have worked either way.
yeah, it's probably one of those things. I was trying to make a business decision once, and I explained all the deal points to Jeremy
Yeah.
Malonson, my old traveling partner, and he said he would, and it was a familiar conversation where I would always had with him, and so I knew what to tell him to help me make a decision. And at the end of it, for the first time, he was like, "It's probably fine if you do. It's fine if you don't."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Damn you." That's not why I call you for this.
Yeah.
But from that point on, like I realized that was maybe 2 years ago, or 3 even. And I remember like I'll walk up to a situation where I'm like, it's fine if I do, it's fine if I don't. And those are the hardest decisions to make.
Oh, man.
You know,
I can imagine.
because you know they both have consequences.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's fine if you do, it's fine if you don't. And then I think that's probably one of those deals like what you described, you know, like it but also too the you know, and like, man, I just hate to lose a friend over a deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah,
And-
a lot of deals went bad over
And I feel like mine and your
business stuff.
friendship is just already hanging on by a thread.
Well,
You know,
it is. That is true.
rocky at times,
Rocky at best.
at best.
Nah, man. But no, it's been a blast. It's been, you know, we've been having a, you know, pretty organic process as far as growth. You know, everybody, my mom's involved, my dad's involved, my sister helps out. But like we all still have our full-time jobs. So it can grow as fast as it wants. That makes sense. We don't have to, you know, we're cash. It's running itself. It's paying
you
its
go.
own bills. You know, so
Word.
you know, it's we're like Brittany and I are, and everybody. We're kind of working on trying to see. It's been 2.5 years. Yeah, 2.5 years since since it's been in that bottle for sale. And we're starting to gather enough data to see how much we're selling, how often it's moving, how many people are reordering. You know, you're starting to gather some information, and trying to start formulating, maybe start branching out into some bigger retail. But want to get our ducks in a row first, and kind of measure 10 times, cut once type deal.
Cool.
And that's it, man.
Well, we normally, before we go put the seasoning on a steak, we normally do life advice. What do y'all got? Y'all got any life advice over there?
Flatbed hauls better with a heavy load.
When he said that earlier, did you be like, "Yep, using that" at the end when Dale asked me, or did it just come?
Whenever
to you?
you prompted life advice, I knew that's what I was
Oh,
going
good
with.
for you. That's quick thinking. Can you start doing some of that quick thinking with your job?
I'm tapped out.
Okay, gotcha. Just the life advice. That's the only spot we get the quick thinking. What do you got, Donnie?
I've made pretty much everything, but I can't make more time. You know, I don't know anybody that can.
These two whippersnappers over here.
What was that deal about the copywriting thing earlier?
Oh yeah. We
Nothing.
I'll get you in touch with my trademark attorney. Yeah, paperwork's in the mail.
Did you say that?
Donnie's always said that.
Yeah,
I've known
always
Donnie.
said that.
You've always
I've
said
been
that?
saying that.
Oh, you done been
Before
saying
the
that.
That's
war.
what I
That's
know.
what I know. Beat me to it,
He
asshole.
already been knowing that.
He done
I've
been
done
knowing
been
that.
knowing that.
I've done been knowing. I've been
I
knowing
was
that.
incorrect.
You ain't
been
never
kno-
lied.
You ain't never.
My biggest apologies.
Don't get me lied.
It's funny, Garrison. Whenever I first started hanging around you and Kermit, y'all were saying that's what I know, and I it sounded weird at first. By the end of the summer,
How'd your life? What?
yeah, that's what I know.
What did you say before?
Right, exactly. What term of agreement was there prior? And there wasn't one.
Yeah,
You just
I
say
don't-
yes. That's it. You don't settle for some
What
old,
else could you say?
I agree. No, you say
Exactly.
Done been knowing that.
that's what I know.
I don't know if this.
It
I'm not
rolls.
great at English, but it reminds me. That kind of reminds me of the shake and bake. It's awesome. Two
Dude,
verbs.
That's what
What this is shake and bake. It makes no sense.
that's what I know is so deep into my vernacular that like I don't recognize when I say it. And now I'm wondering what podcast listeners out there, comment below if you thought it was awkward the first time you heard Dale Brisby say that's what I know. Probably.
And then
so.
also, if you say it now, like, is it just like something you heard and go, man, that was weird? Or is it something that's like, that was weird? I think it's kind of cool too.
Yeah.
Like I started stealing it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I feel like "you bet" was one of those terms that I picked up down here, but now that I pay attention, everybody says "you bet."
I didn't say.
I don't know if it's like a new wave that's taken the nation by storm and it just started down here. I don't know, but it seems like everybody says "you bet."
All right, I got one more thing we need to do. You need one more trivia for this.
Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper. Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper's here.
Give Carson a chance.
Salt and pepper's
Yeah.
here.
What trivia question?
You said you were coming up with them.
Dang, that one's too hard of a question.
I mean, Donnie can still win too.
Yeah.
Just giving him a chance.
Yeah, I need the salt and pepper.
Amarillo by morning.
Give it to me.
Joe Rogan. Cowboy Cerrone. Carnivore diet.
Yes.
Man, everything cool you said, you just wrecked it.
Yep. Agreed.
You were right there, man.
You better
fumbled
watch
on
your
the
tone
one.
too, otherwise you're gonna be.
Baby work.
I'll
You
do it
get
all
you-
for the
Yeah,
bit.
you fumbled on the one.
I'll
right
just
there,
go
Carson.
to gseasoning.com.
There you go.
Ah,
He got it back. He got it back.
I like what you
What's
think.
your life advice?
Man, I'm gonna make it fairly simple in something that, like, make a point to be involved in the word somehow every day.
Yeah.
From a little thing to a big thing, I really, my life has gotten a lot better doing it.
Have you read the whole Bible yet?
No, but I mean, I read.
Gotta learn to read first.
But no, I mean, and I don't, and I'm
I
not,
plan to.
but I do read. I try to read some of it every day.
Yeah.
And if I can't read it, I'll listen to something.
What are you reading right now?
Matthew.
I'm trying to go work through the whole Bible this year.
Yeah.
I'm on chapter 14 of Genesis.
Man, I tried that.
On the
and
seventh
I'm sure
day.
I'm not the first guy to do this. Some of that's hard to read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of it, it's like you read it, but it's like, what are,
Yeah.
do you know? Like
most of my school.
yeah, like
Like what? But no, like I I listened to that Joby Martin guy I was telling about earlier, and he's like, it's all important. You know, he's like, most people, they start out trying to do that, and then they get bored, and then they want to go to the cool stuff, which is the new Matthew, Mark, Luke, Romans, Acts, all
Part
that.
about the whale.
And that is true. And I'm not saying this is a perfect way to do it, but I feel like doing a little bit of something is better than doing nothing. And when it comes to that regard, do as much as you can get into. The more I do that, the better things go for me. And I don't know if anybody else, I bet someone else has that same sentiment, So my advice is just do something. You can't get nowhere till you start somewhere,
Yeah. I got that. There's a chapter, a verse in Proverbs that I always think about, especially when we talk about podcast advice. But I know
I'm a big fan of like the parables, like in Matthew, and one that I used to struggle with a bunch was the one about first thing in the morning.
Don't speak loud to wake your neighbor or whatever.
No. Like first thing in the morning, Jesus found the 10 people and said, "I'll give you 1 denarii," or whatever it is. So they go to the vineyard and they're working. And then he goes back to the square and he finds 6 people standing around.
it's Matthew 20.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, it's one. I think it's one person each time.
Whatever it is.
Come work in the vineyard.
And then the last guys, they only work like 2 hours and they all get the same money.
Yep.
And then the guys that got there first thing were grumbling. And it was, did you not get what you agreed to?
Also, yeah, part of that was like it's a gift to all of you.
The part that stuck with me the most was don't begrudge. I'm not great at quoting it. I'm more of a generalist, but it said don't begrudge the master for his generosity. I think that's what it said, and it's true. I used to be like, I worked harder than that guy today. Mm-hmm. I got what he said he was going to pay me.
Yeah.
What am I about?
Yep.
That one's been kind of digging in on me pretty good lately. Just, man, and like we talked a little bit yesterday, like being content. Like, man, you can like today, like yesterday, who doesn't want to rope more? Mm-hmm. But just be content where you are. Be still. I know it says that in the Bible. Is just be still. And I try to do that. Like, instead of being like, man, I wish I could be roping, be like, hey, man, good shot. Or good fun, be somebody's fan, instead of being sour, if you're not getting your way, I don't know. It helps me. Maybe it'll help somebody else.
Yeah. I think it's in Luke 15 where he heals. It's either 10 lepers or 9. And he's like, go. And he tells them to go somewhere, maybe wash, but like on their way there, they're healed. And only one of them went back and to say thank you. And Jesus was like, where's the others? And they were healed, but they didn't go back.
Yeah.
And it makes me think about like how often I will like earnestly pray for something. Earnestly. And it comes to fruition, like God protects me. And then it's almost like in an instant, completely forget about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that it's wild too, because like recognizing it, number one, like, hey, let's thank the Lord for it. But number two, like, how does that not like strengthen your faith? How can that, how is it, anyway, I think taking that moment of reflection, like, would strengthen your faith. Like, hey, let's recognize and give God glory for the fact that, like, especially like guys in this room, like right now, like we're rodeo cowboys. We find ourselves in some sticky situations.
Stuff can go bad.
Like I'm this prayer I'm talking about, praying the earnest, like with that depth. Like I'm not going to say every day, but like multiple times a year, like multiple times a month. Like, dear Lord, like I don't know how I got myself into this situation, but please get me out. You know, yeah. And so that's talking about like physical life or death. But then there's other like, you know, relationship stuff, whatever. And it's just like the Lord just sees you through it. Man, it'd be nice to maybe acknowledge that once in a while.
Yeah,
Anyway, that's been stuck on my. I think it's Luke 15 where he talks about those lepers.
man, like life's tough, man, and you don't have a good roadmap. It's real hard. Like
That's a good point.
And I'm not. Man, all this stuff I talk about, I'm like C- at best. You know, like
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and like
Yeah, that's right. That's a strong.
as much effort as I put into it, you think I'd be better at it. But
Yeah.
and I tell my wife, like, we're remodeling our house, which you want to test your relationship, do that. You know, pick out paint colors and don't say I don't care. That's not a good answer. There's some life advice, people. If your wife wants to remodel a house, don't say I don't care what color. They don't like that. They want you to have an opinion. So, but anyway, that being said, it's like I sit there and we get, you arguing this, that, or other, bickering. Well, what about this? And then it's like, what about all that stuff I just read this morning? I didn't do any of that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I failed miserably. But it's like, well, I'll pick up my cross again tomorrow and see if I get it. You know,
Yeah.
That's just my life in general. I've never been good at it. I just chip away at it, and hopefully one day it's all going to work out.
Yeah.
So
Cool. Well, keep at it.
all right, man.
Everybody
Thank
go
you.
to rodeotime.com. Go to gsseasoning.com. That's a gsseasoning.com. That's what's keeping my man here going, and what's keeping us going is rodeotime.com. So love you guys. Pow, pow, and on to the next one.
Thanks, brother.
I like to have the last word. Pow, pow, and on to the next one.
Okay.